Drivers we've been trying to organize almost as long as I've been in this union, 35 years. They're the most exploited drivers down there. This country changed the laws. They deregulated the trucking industry, stopped manufacturing things, and destroyed an industry. These workers here are misclassified as owner-operators. They found a way to outsource work without even leaving the soil. They don't pay taxes on them. They don't give them health care benefits. They don't even pay workers' comp insurance on them. The media would have you believe that they're all pissed off. But the ones I talk to and the ones we work with, and I know they're glad. They want your support. The dialogue needs to be changed. And you guys are doing that. And we appreciate it. Don't let the media put a split between organized labor and the Occupy movement. That's bullshit. If there's any union leaders out there that don't do this and don't go with the flow and get on this train, the rank and file will change their leadership. So we're here to support you. We're here to stay with the battle as long as it takes, because we're getting screwed every day. Every day it gets worse and worse. I negotiate contracts now for a living, and it's horrible. It's horrible out there, and insanity is defined as doing the same thing day in and day out and expecting a different result. Well, our results, we aren't getting them, and it's time not to be insane anymore. This is sanity. Change it, change the dialogue, and we stand with you.
I'm very proud to be a part of this massive expression of solidarity with the workers whose exploited labor is the main source of capitalist profits. The main sources of the profits the capitalist corporations have made the center of their universe. And so we are here today to say yes to people's needs and no to capitalist profit. No to capitalist profit. What is amazing about this movement is that it refuses to be dismantled. The Occupy movement has had its tents destroyed, has had its encampments dismantled, yet the ashes that the police and the corporations have assumed means the imminent death of this movement. From those ashes, the Occupy movement has risen once again. Like a phoenix, it rises.
We look at a society that we're all familiar with, where there are millions of people unemployed, millions of people kicked out of their houses, millions of people foreclosed upon, hungry, where young people don't get a decent education, where people who are old enough to go to college can't afford to go to college. And I say what we have in this country is a crisis. And the people who are opposing what we're doing, who are flooding the lawn here so we can't camp on it, who are saying don't go down and shut down the terminal because that will inconvenience some people, that will upset the relationships between some of our union leaders and some of the big business people. I say those people don't know what time it is. And there's a slogan that we used to use back in the 60s when I was involved. We said that when tyranny is law, revolution is order. Understand?
We are beautiful and amazing. We have shut down the Port of Oakland today. And I want to take a minute and I want us to really think about what it is that we are achieving here today. Right? We're standing in solidarity with port workers who are struggling for decent wages, for better working conditions, for the right to unionize. But we are doing more than that. We are challenging the power and the greed of Wall Street and corporations like EGT and Goldman Sachs. But we are doing more workers upon whose backs profit can be extracted. But let us not forget that this working class had to be created, forcibly created, by dispossessing the people of their commons, violently separating them from the lands and the rivers and the forests off which they had always survived. People who could freely fish and farm and herd had no need to work in a factory for a wage. The only way